Hello there, everyone. If you're watching this video, then you are part of the TTOR army, an army that is building itself up one subscriber at a time. And I would like to start out today's video by giving everyone the reminder that I have recently launched my own YouTube alternative called Quarter. You can see on the banner here in my video that I've added the name of my Quarter channel, and if you go to the description box below, you will find the link to my Quarter channel. If you're watching this video, I would highly encourage you to go to Quarter, create an account there, and subscribe to my channel to help my Quarter channel for TTOR grow. Also, join Quarter because we need more users. If you join the site, I will, as quickly as possible, make sure to get your emails verified for your accounts so that you guys will have the full ensemble of uploading videos, live streaming, and using video chat rooms and creating video chat rooms and using the DVR stuff on your live streams. You have to have your email verified to be able to do all of those things. Otherwise, all you can do is upload videos if you don't have a verified email. So if you join Quarter, definitely give me the chance to verify your email so you can do all the cool stuff that Quarter allows you to do. And if for some reason you find that, oh my goodness, I can't do the things I want to do, just reach out to the Quarter account on Gab and I will help you out as quickly as possible because I'm the one that runs the Quarter account on Gab. Now that we got that bit of house cleaning out of the way, let's talk about today's topic, which is less serious than some of my usual topics have been, but it's a very important one. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of having good friends when it comes to tech and starting your own tech site. So where, oh where can we begin? Well, I guess the first place we can begin is Brett Keane. Brett Keane has been on the internet much longer than I have, that's for sure. I've been a content creator for 7 years. I think Brett's been a content creator for 16 or 17 years, primarily on YouTube, although he has dabbled in using alt tech sites. And I actually have to give Brett a lot of credit because him showing me how to use OBS has dramatically improved the quality of my videos as far as the look and presentation goes, and it also has helped me with being able to live stream, whether it be for TTOR or Burley 555 TV, my gaming channel, or whatever. Brett showing me how to use OBS has made a dramatic difference in the quality of my content. Whereas before, I either was just using camcorder on a tripod filming myself, or I was using Bandicam to record my entire screen and I would just slap my webcam in one of the corners or something. So yeah, having Brett show me how to use OBS has dramatically improved my ability to put out better content as far as the look goes. I mean, you look at the video I have now, this is like a TV quality presentation I'm bringing to you, and I would not have known how to do any of this if it wasn't for Brett Keane. So if you're one of those people who's followed me in the last 3 years because you really like the look of my videos as well as the subject matter and what I have to say, you can thank Brett Keane for that. He's the one that taught me how to create awesome looking content like this. So kudos to Brett. Definitely a great friend to have when it comes to tech. Now, another good friend to have in tech, one that I value very much, is my friend Tom. He is known as Our Walk in Christ on YouTube and other sites, and he's also known as Switch to Linux. Our Walk in Christ is his Christian ministry that he runs, and Switch to Linux is his tech channel that he runs where he shows people how to use tech stuff. Tom not only is a born-again, Bible-believing Christian and a pretty good Christian apologist at times, but he's also incredibly tech-savvy. He is an expert in web development. And it was thanks to Tom that I was actually able to create my own social media site called CreationSocial, which you can see the login page for it right here on the screen. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, why would you even feel the need to create an alternative social media site, Justin? Well, the reason why I felt the need to was that in 2017 I joined Gab and Minds, and over the next couple of years I joined other alt tech social media sites. Some have come and went that I liked, and others I didn't. But I used to be a really big fan and advocate of one in particular called Gab, which is run by Andrew Torba, the fake Christian and Christian heretic and the cult of personality leader. I used to be a huge advocate for Gab and Andrew Torba, and I thought Gab and a couple other sites were basically covering the job as far as freedom of speech goes for an alt tech social media site. But then Gab went bad. They started censoring people, and Andrew Torba started showing his true colors, one of which included banning Brett Keane from Gab. So I figured out at that point in September of 2020, you know what? I can't trust Andrew Torba or anyone else when it comes to freedom of speech on the internet. I'm going to have to make my own social media site. I wanted to make a social media site that was an alternative both to Facebook and Gab, because Gab had become more like Facebook at this point. So, with the help of Tom, he helped me install my own version of the open source social network script on a Linode server, and lo and behold, CreationSocial was born. If I hadn't made friends with Tom, and if Tom wasn't the web development expert that he was, CreationSocial would not exist today. There would be no social media site run by me if it wasn't for Tom, because unlike Tom, well, I don't have the web development skills to be able to create my own site without any help. Basically, if you can't do the coding yourself, you need to have good friends who can do the coding for you, and then you can manage what they create, which is what I'm doing in the case of CreationSocial, thanks to Tom. Tom is basically my tech guy for CreationSocial, which may be a little inconvenient because he's a busy guy with all the stuff he runs, but at the moment, he's still my tech guy for CreationSocial, and I'm very happy to have met him in my life. Without you, Tom, CreationSocial wouldn't exist. But Tom is not the only web development expert that I have made friends with over the years. I recently launched my own video sharing site called Quarter, as I mentioned earlier. Here's the TTOR channel. The Quarter website is based on an open source video script called A Video. It's the same script that JoshWho TV is based on. JoshWho TV, of course, is the YouTube alternative run by my tech friend Josh. Josh runs a channel called Seeking the Truth. He was a popular YouTuber, but then after he started his own YouTube alternative, YouTube started censoring him for a long time until they eventually banned him last year. And basically, Josh is an internet all unto himself. Not only does he have an alternative to YouTube called JoshWho TV, he also has an alt-tech social media site called Loop. He also has the JoshWho radio network. He has JoshWho Games, which is a collection of online flash games that you can play. He also has his own news website, JoshWho News. He has his own search engine, JoshWho Search. He has his own email service, JoshWho Mail. Basically, Josh has just about anything you could ever want to access on the internet. He has his own version of it. He basically is an internet unto himself, and he does not get nearly enough credit for being the web development expert that he is. Whereas people look at someone like Andrew Torba, who literally just ripped off of everyone else's work and pretended it was his own, and they think, oh, he's such a great web development expert. Not the case. Andrew Torba is a poser when it comes to web development. Josh is the real deal when it comes to web development. Sure, he uses other people's projects for certain things, but he doesn't pretend that he invented them. He gives credit where credit is due, and the stuff he is able to do with other people's open source projects as well as his own stuff is just amazing. I mean, it's really high quality websites that Josh has made, and basically, this alternative internet that people are looking for, Josh has already created it and has had it for a couple years now, and unfortunately, not a lot of people have caught on to it. But the great thing about Josh is not just that he's a great web development expert who's made all these sites and has basically built his own internet. He's not one of those people that wants to be the sole owner of an alternative internet, and he doesn't try to stamp out competition. Case in point, I talked with Josh for a long time about a dream that I had back in 2017. My dream was to create my own alternative to YouTube because YouTube censorship back then was starting to ramp up. I didn't like the direction it was heading. And over the years, I've given a whole slew of alt tech sites chance to, be the free speech video sharing sites that we need. And pretty much all of them have either not taken off or they've gone down the same censorious path as YouTube. Other than JoshWho TV, of course. And so, I was talking to Josh about this and telling him about, this dream I've had, and he always encouraged me to do it. And eventually I started putting two and two together. I'm like, wait a minute. Josh has his own hosting company, and I know what his script is, and it seems really good. You know what? Now that I have a guy who knows how to set up a good alternative to YouTube, and since he has his own hosting company and I trust him, because when it comes to freedom of speech, Josh is the real deal. And because Josh and I talk on almost a daily basis, I know Josh fairly well. I'm pretty certain that Josh is never going to pull the rug out from under me as far as hosting a website for me goes. So, for a couple of weeks, Josh and I worked on buying the servers off his hosting site that I needed for Quarter, and he helped me install the A-Video script on the server, and he also instructed me on which plugins to get from the A-Video store, and I made the tweaks I needed to make to the user interface, and I made the logo and the site name, and I manage all the social media marketing for Quarter, and well, here we are. Quarter exists today thanks to my tech friend Josh. Now, there are some people who think that I am simply piggybacking off of Josh and his brief success with JoshWho TV, a success that I hope keeps growing over time. I hope the best for JoshWho TV, and will still promote it even while I'm trying to grow Quarter. Because Josh is a good friend, he's got a good thing going on with JoshWho TV, and hey, friends help friends out, don't they? But anyway, some people think I'm just piggybacking off of him, and I can understand to an extent why they think that. They look at the layout of my website. It looks a lot like JoshWho TV, even if it is a little bit cleaner. And they look at the bottom of a page, like my channel, and they see the same thing you see on JoshWho TV. DDoS protection by CrowdSec. Powered by JoshWho Web Hosting. They see this and they think I'm just piggybacking off of him. Or they may be tempted to think that maybe Josh is the one running Quarter and I'm just pretending it's my own thing. Well, let me set the ground straight here. The reason why you see this DDoS protection by CrowdSec at the bottom of pages on Quarter is because I'm actually using CrowdSec as part of the backend security for Quarter. For those of you who do not know, CrowdSec is an open source backend security system that basically helps anyone who uses CrowdSec with stopping bad IP addresses and is very effective at not only stopping giant DDoS attacks, but also at helping your site get prevented from being hacked. Hack prevention is also very important. And with CrowdSec, well, that's going to be really hard to do. Not even DDoS attacks really work on Quarter at the moment, thanks to CrowdSec, so hacking won't be any easier for them, I would imagine. Josh is more tech-savvy about CrowdSec, so he could tell you more about how it works. But, yes, the reason why we have a DDoS protection by CrowdSec on Quarter is because we're actually using CrowdSec on our servers. We're really using it. It's a really good thing. I think every website should be using CrowdSec for protecting themselves from DDoS attacks. Everyone should be using this. And then the reason why we're powered by JoshWho Web Hosting, or at least the reason why it says it at the bottom of pages on Quarter, is because we're actually being hosted by JoshWho Hosting Services. The great thing about Josh is not only did he build an internet unto himself, he has his own hosting company. He's basically partnered with LiquidWeb or LiquidNet, whatever they're called, but he runs his own hosting company where he actually owns some of their servers and he can sell them to you at a cheaper price than LiquidNet does. So it's actually very good if you're looking to get your website hosted and you don't have the money to build your own data center and get your own servers and all that. Now, as someone who talks to Josh on an almost daily basis about all kinds of things, but especially tech and whatnot, Josh is maybe the most trustworthy person on the planet when it comes to hosting your website through his hosting site. If you want to start a website and you're looking for a good hosting provider who will not pull the rug out from under your feet and will tell the establishment people to get lost when they try to get Josh to ban your website, you definitely want to go with Josh when it comes to hosting services. You really do. I mean, I'm hosting Quarter through it and everything's going fine. And yeah, I'm enjoying having JoshWho hosting services host Quarter at this point. And hopefully, if I get enough donations built up for Quarter, I'll be able to get bigger and better servers from JoshWho hosting services so that Quarter can handle more traffic and store more videos and upload and process videos at a way faster speed than it currently does. That's what my hope and dream is, at least as far as the immediate goals for Quarter's growth. Of course, in the future, if we get really big, I'll definitely want to host everything on my own servers at some point. I mean, that would be the optimal goal, but for now, JoshWho hosting services is the way to go. And unless I get like $1 million in fan donations in the next month or two, I highly doubt I'll be switching off of JoshWho hosting services anytime soon as far as Quarter goes. But how lucky can you be if you're in my position? I mean, 5 years ago, when I thought about making my own YouTube alternative, I didn't have the first idea of how to do it, and I didn't have the tech friends that I do now. But as I spent years making content on like BitChute and other alt tech sites, I started making friends like Tom and like Josh and like Brett Keane. And not only did they help me make better content on my own site, but they helped me build my own social media sites. It was thanks to Tom I was able to build CreationSocial and figured out a good hosting solution for that to start out. And Josh, man, he is perfect for starting your own YouTube alternative. He knows what is the best script for doing it, which is a video, but he also has the hosting services for you to host the site on. I mean, this arrangement I have with Josh is great. I mean, how many people can say that their tech friend that they made in recent years not only is an expert at developing a YouTube alternative, but also owns his own hosting company and can host it for you? And you know for a fact he's never going to deplatform you like other hosting providers most likely would. I feel like an incredibly lucky guy to have a friend like Josh and to have a friend like Tom and to have a friend like Brett Keane when it comes to tech and making content and hosting websites and whatnot. I mean, Brett hasn't been involved with the actual building of CreationSocial and Quarter, but he's built websites before, so he's not a total noob when it comes to stuff like that. And he's even made some good suggestions for future features to add onto Quarter, which I will definitely be putting those requests in very soon. But yeah, I am so lucky to have the tech friends that I do here on the internet. And I would just like you guys to know that if you're going to start your own social media site or build your own YouTube alternative or build your own website or whatever, the thing that I think is most important that you can take away from this video is that you have to be able to trust the person who is hosting your site if you're not hosting it yourself. You have to be able to trust the people that you're working with on this stuff. And I feel like I'm very fortunate to have friends like Brett and Tom and Josh in this regard. I mean, to have friends who are not only experts at developing websites and creating content and whatnot, but also that they have your best interests in mind and they don't want you to, go down the dark path that YouTube and other tech sites have gone down, and they don't want to pull the rug out from under your feet and stab you in the back on endeavors like this. I'm really fortunate to have the friends that I do when it comes to creating content and the tech behind doing that and the tech behind creating my own social media site and creating my own YouTube alternative. I'm just so fortunate to have the friends that I do. And hopefully, if you guys are going to engage in a similar endeavor that I have in terms of starting my own websites, I just hope and pray that you guys can have as good of friends as I do who are web development experts and can help you build what you want and not pull the rug out from under you, stab you in the back, or whatever. I hope you guys can be as fortunate as I have been. And that's something I would definitely wish for all of you guys to have. Good friends who can help you develop websites and social media sites. Or, in the case of Josh, host the site for you.